This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Embrace the warmth of changes as we dive into the season of renewal. Join us on a journey of spring cleaning, where we sweep away the old and welcome the fresh, all while basking in the growing warmth outside. Let the sun shine in and rejuvenate your space with the energy of a new beginning. Join us on INC Radio Texas on Saturday, March 16, 1:30 p.m. CDT, and Sunday, March 17, 2:30 a.m. PHT to share with us how you reset and refresh your space. Subscribe to INC Radio on YouTube so you don't miss out. Talk to you soon.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all of our viewers and listeners tuning in with us here in INCRadio, Texas Satellite Studio. It is currently 1:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Yeah, it is daylight time because we're in daylight savings now. We're starting now at 1:30 p.m. And today I'm your host today, Brother Justin Talioga, tuning in here from Austin, Texas. And let's go ahead and meet our panelists who are over there in San Antonio. Let's start with Sister Abby. Sister Abby, how are you today?
Hello, I am doing good, Brother Justin. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you so much, Sister Abby. It is allergy season, but I am here. And let's go to Sister Rianne. Is that right? Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes po. Hello po. Um, how is everybody's day?
Doing fine, doing fine. I'm not. It's. I feel like it's been a while since we started around this time, 1:30. Wow, but thank you so much for being with us today, Sister Rianne. And allergy season, which means yes, it is also spring season, and we all know the term that's about to come, which is of course spring cleaning. That is our topic for today because spring is here and it is time for reset. So, how do you do your spring cleaning? And that's actually our question of the day for our viewers and listeners. And that is, what is the best spring cleaning strategy that has worked for you? So, please answer our question in the live YouTube chat, and we'll be sure to read your answers at some point during our show. So, let's go ahead and see who's tuning in with us so far. Looks like we have Sister Erin Domingo tuning in from Houston, Texas. We have Basoda Magilla tuning in from also from Houston, Texas. Also Wendy Lowe from Houston, Texas, tuning in, and we also have our very own CFO overseer from Tomball, Texas, Brother Jeffrey Domingo, who is also here with us. So please, so to our viewers and listeners, please answer our question of the day in our live YouTube chat, and we'll be sure to read them at some point during our show. So as we are having our top discussion, so Sister Abby, so since our question of the day is what is the best spring cleaning strategy for you? What about for you? What is the best spring cleaning strategy that has worked for you?
So, for my spring cleaning, I usually like to go through items that I don't use anymore. For example, the other day I cleaned out my closet and I actually found out that I had tons of clothing that I haven't worn in probably months. So, I kind of just picked those out, I cleaned them, gave some to my sister for hand me downs, and the rest of those I plan on probably just donating. So that's how I do my spring cleaning.
I guess that's the perk of having an older sister. Is that right, Sister Rianne?
Hell yes. Yeah, I got like a lot of her clothes, and I say the same for me too. I like to go through all my stuff and see what I don't use and what I use, and I like to donate them or give them to my sister.
Oh, there's three of you.
Oh no,
No,
sister.
it's
Sorry.
yeah, it's only the two of us, but we tend to share clothes. It saves money, so
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, oh, so there's another younger sister you donate to? It just goes down the line.
just like a line of hand me downs. No, but yeah, we tend to share our clothing just because she likes to wear oversized clothes, which are normal size for me. So it benefits the both of us.
It works out. It works out. Okay, yeah, I'm actually quite the same actually. Yeah, whenever I'm spring cleaning, like of course I have a lot of these I have a lot of these flannels in my in my closet because of course I like because whenever I'm going out I like to be comfortable and they're good for any occasion whether at night in the winter, sometimes in the summer, sometimes. And then, of course, over time, of course, since they're made out of cotton, sometimes they tend to feel smaller. And then this one time, I was going through my clothes, I was going through my stuff. And I see these flannels that I haven't worn in a while. Do I give them to my brother? No, because he has more of them. So instead, I give them to my mom because she also likes wearing those too. So I go up to my mom like, "Hey, mom, do you need something like this?" And then she looks at it, she gives a feel for it. She's like, "Oh, yeah, this is exactly what I need when I'm working. Thank you." So yeah, all of that works out, and looks like we have a Russell username Russell Sprouts tuning in from the Moranan family tuning in from Houston, uh, Texas. And Sister Aaron Domingo says we like to get rid of our kids' old clothes, and sometimes there are a lot of ways you can do spring cleaning, whether it be of course giving them to other family members who might not need those clothes, or of course you can also think about donating them. Also, there are donation centers, shelters that need clothes also. And then of course we also have events inside the church that also does donations like this, like for example our INC giving project. Sometimes we do clothes donations for those where we donate used clothes to communities who really uh, need them. So I'll ask this question to the both of you. So when it comes to spring cleaning, how do you determine if something is ready to be thrown out, donated, or if you can put it back to use? And this can go into terms of anything, whether it be clothes, shoes, papers, supplies, sometimes even toys, if that's a thing. I don't know. How do you determine that?
It's kind of funny you say that because we still have all of our toys from our childhood. Like if you go through our garage, we just have boxes of old like figurines or old dolls that we've kept since we were babies. And I feel like in a way we can't really get rid of those cuz they hold so much memories.
It's sentimental. It's
Yeah,
what do you call it? It's uh, separation
nostalgia.
anxiety.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And there's kind of like that nostalgic factor to it as well. Like I feel like if you get rid of that, you get rid of piece of me. So
Yes.
so yeah, I can't really get rid of those, but for other things, I like reusing old boxes or old jars for storage. Like on my shelves or in my drawers, I use them to store stationery or um, small trinkets if I have any. Um, so that's kind of just how I reuse a lot of my old items, I guess.
I feel the same way, Sister Abby. Yeah, especially when it comes to toys, because when I was younger, right, I used to collect these toy robots, right, and these toy robots they turn into things like um trucks, cars, airplanes, some of them even animals. And then of course over time I don't need them anymore because I'm at that age where they just start to collect dust. And so we go to this, so there are stores around there that would accept donations like that, that would sell used toys. And then as I was putting those uh, these toy robots in my in the box, I'm just like, do I have to get rid of this? I had so much fun with this thing. But of course, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't need it anymore. It's fine. I gotta do other stuff. So here you go. And thank you so much, Sister Abby, for sharing that with us. We have a comment here from Sister Wendy Lowe who says, "Put on the calendar to focus different sections on different weekends. For clothing, a trick is to put the hanger backwards at the start of the year. Next year, it'll be easier to see one's not worn so often." That's actually really good. That way, you get to actually in a way you put a date on that, right? Like you see, like how do I say this? Like once you see the hanger pointing the other way, you're like, wait a second, I haven't worn this in a while. Do I still want this? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe Sister Rianne would want this. So thank you so much, Sister Wendy, for sharing that comment with us. And let's and while we are tuning in with us, looks like we have Annalisa Winter tuning in with us from Tomball, Texas, and we also have Gloria Calapan also from here in Austin, Texas, and we also have Grace Flores tuning in from Universal a city. So let's see. And on the 24-hour link, looks like we also have brother Nathaniel Russell tuning in from the South Central States district. So while we are moving forward with our topic discussion, so whenever it comes to spring cleaning, we find these things while we're spring cleaning, and sometimes we wonder. Let's say we don't get rid of it. What if we could make use? Maybe there's a way we can make use of what's left. Like we see this object could be anything, could be clothes, could be a tool, could be a notebook, could be anything, and we decide to make some use of it, even though we haven't touched it in a while. So so I want to ask this question to the both of you. So, is there a way you can make use of what's left?
Like I said earlier, I like to kind of just reuse them for storage. Like smaller boxes or smaller jars can hold a lot of things, so they're kind of just scattered around my desk or at my shelves for storing different things, especially for stationery. Like pens and pencils, I kind of just store them in old storage boxes just so that I don't have to go out and buy new ones and spend more money. So, yeah, that's how I use up my old belongings, I guess.
Sister Abby, last week we had a uh, 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 we had a topic, right, when it came to it was about recycling, and then yeah, and that's basically what it's like making use of what's left. So whenever and I kind of said this in last week's show on a graphic. So what I do is that whenever I go out and buy stuff like electronics, watches, jewelry, things like that, they always come in this nice box. I wish I could show it to y'all right now, but it's way over there, and I don't feel like reaching for it. But um, yeah, so they come in these really nice boxes, and normally the natural way to think of it is as soon as you open it, then you throw the box away. I'm not really like that because a lot of these boxes that these electronics come in, they they have really good quality. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not throwing this away. I'm gonna use it. So that's what I use for when I'm carrying around pocket. That's the way I used to hold my pocket change, my wallet, my keys, sometimes my phone. If the box is big enough, because my phone is this big, and 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 sometimes I use it to hold receipts, sometimes even change, so I can use it to collect my savings. And there's a lot of ways you can make use of what's left. Is that right, Sister Rianne?
Yes. Like for example, oh sorry.
It's all right.
For example, if you have like empty cups or empty plastic containers, you could use them for storage and putting stuff in them, and it's really easy to reuse and recycle stuff.
It really is. So thank you so much, Sister Rianne and Sister Abby, of course, for sharing your ways of spring cleaning here on our show. And of course, to all of our viewers and listeners, thank you so much for tuning in with us to this broadcast of INCradio Texas. And yes, we are at that part of our show. But of course, before we end, we can never forget to thank our multimedia advisor, Brother Matt Carl Talents, our district CFO overseer, Brother Jeffrey Domingo, our assistant district minister, Brother June Barzana, our district supervising minister, Brother Gino Ramilio, our executive producer, Brother Manuel Andaya, our station manager, Brother Arnel Solano, our CFO coordinator and SEBC CEO, Brother Angelo Arano V. Manalo, and of course, we can never forget to thank our beloved executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for all your support in these programs. Paul. And before we wrap up, Sister Abby, do you have any personal greetings and shout outs for us?
I just like to shout out the local San Antonio, as well as the district Binhi officers of Texas. Um, your district president says hi.
Shout out to the district Binhi, to the younger members of the church. And let's go. And what about you, Sister Rianne? Do you have any Greece shout outs for us?
Just a shout out to our locale, San Antonio, to represent.
Woo! Shout out San Antonio. And thank you so much to our viewers and listeners for tuning in with us here today. Keep tuning in to INT Radio Texas every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, or every Sunday at 2:30 a.m. Philippine Time. And don't forget to subscribe to our INT Radio YouTube channel. That's INT Radio DZAM 954. And if you don't know how to subscribe, all you have to do is just click that subscribe button and also the notification bell button. Took me a while to find that. The notification bell button. That way you can that way you can get all the updates coming from all the programs coming from our show, whether it be INT Radio Texas, INT Radio San Francisco, California, or even station programs such as INT Radio's Faith and Melody or INT Radio chat line. So thank you so much to our viewers and listeners for tuning in with us here today. And coming up next, we have INT Radio South Central States. Thank you so much. We will see you next time.